And I'm Craig Koger, and we're going to get things started today with the Thursday night football game last night. The Bears shut out the Dolphins 16-0. Are the Bears a real contender in the NFC?
You know what? Looking at their schedule and the teams they've beat and they haven't really beat anybody that good. Their big signature win is against Green Bay on a Monday night game that was in Chicago. They barely beat Green Bay by about 3 points. Green Bay was depleted by injuries playing in that game. I don't really think the Bears are really that good. They played a Dolphins team that was down to their third-string quarterback last night. They've beaten the Cowboys. They should have lost to the Lions on opening day. They've beaten the Bills. They haven't beat a team really besides the Green Bay with a winning record where you say, you know what, that's a signature big win. Looking down their schedule, they still got New England to play. They still got Green Bay again. They got a couple tough games going down the stretch, and Philadelphia next week. So we're going to find out how good the Bears are in the next several weeks. If they can win about 2 out of 3 of those games, then they'll be contenders.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Bears, they've got a good record right now. They're in good position to make a run and make the playoffs in the NFC. But like you said, we're going to find out, who the Bears really are in the next couple weeks. They got some tough matchups. They got Philadelphia next week, which, the great Bears defense going against Michael Vick should be a good matchup. Just always seems like special teams and the way the ball bounces and it rolls, it always goes in the Bears' favor. They seem like one of the more luckier teams in the league. Personally, I think the Bears will get into the playoffs, but I don't think, with how tough the NFC is, I don't think the Bears are a team that's going to go deep in the playoffs.
Honestly, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. I think Green Bay wins the division. Somebody else will take the 2 wild cards, so I have them on the outskirts. Big game coming up this weekend, Manning versus Brady, Colts-Pats. Who you got, and who's the better quarterback, Manning or Brady?
In this matchup, anybody that follows our Facebook page, I posted my picks today. You may have saw I picked the Patriots to win this game. I think Brady and Manning are almost equal quarterbacks. They both are a little stronger in certain areas, but the reason I picked the Patriots in this game is because the Colts are a little banged up, and Tom Brady has a little better supporting cast around him right now than Peyton Manning does. And this game's in New England, and New England's a tough team to beat. I think it's going to be a close game, as it always is, between these two teams, but I think the Patriots win this one.
I agree with you. I like the Patriots to win this game. Just due to the fact that it is in Foxborough, the Colts are a little banged up. But I think the Patriots got up for that big game against Steelers. I think there could be a little bit of letdown. The Colts have lately had, ever since the AFC Championship game, we've got the Patriots number. Where earlier years in the early matchups, the Patriots had the Colts numbers. Now it's kind of reversed, and we'll see if that trend continues. I do like the Patriots to win this game in the fact that it's just at Foxborough, and they play a little bit better at Foxborough than if it was in the Dome. I don't know who's the better quarterback, Manning or Brady. It's whether you want a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, pretty much. I think Manning's just a little bit better. Just the way he plays the game. He's kind of the coach. He's the offensive coordinator when he goes out there. I think Tom Brady's got a good coaching staff. He's always played with Belichick, who's a great coach. But I'm going to give the edge on who's a better quarterback to Peyton Manning.
All right, and moving on from the AFC to the NFC, big matchup in the NFC. Michael Vick against the Giants defense, Eagles and Giants. How do you see this one turning out?
I like the Giants. I think after last week's letdown when they played Dallas, I think they'll get up for this game. This is a game determines who takes sole first place in the NFC East. I think the Eagles coming off a short week, and Michael Vick played out of his mind against the Redskins, but he's not going to be able to do that every game, and the Giants' defense is slightly better than the Redskins. They're going to be bringing a little bit more pressure to them than what the Redskins did on Monday night. So I like the Giants. I think they get back on the winning track after last week's letdown. They don't want to lose 2 in a row in the division.
Yeah, in this one I got the Eagles. A couple weeks ago, our midseason breakdown, I picked the Giants to win this division, and I still think the Giants could win this division, but this game I see the Eagles winning. Coming off that performance against the Redskins, they're a very hot team right now. They beat the Colts the week before. They're beating good teams. This game against the Giants, Eli Manning last week had 3 interceptions. He's got to get it going. Steve Smith, I think, is still out this week. The Giants are a little banged up, and I see the Eagles with the edge in this.
Switching a little gears to a little baseball, it looks like there's going to be expanded playoff talk in the winter meetings. Bud Selig looks like it says it's all approved. Nobody opposed to it. Each league will add 1 team to its playoff roster where the 2 wild cards will play. Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
I kind of got mixed feelings on it. I like the idea of adding another team into the playoff system that gives that gives 10 teams total in the Major League Baseball playoffs. I think that's good. but they got to do something to control how late the playoffs go. Our World Series is already, the last couple years has been going into November, and you can't go deep into November when you got cities, with outdoor ball clubs like Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit, and some of these cities. They can't be having the World Series in late November, where games could be canceled due to snow. I like the idea of adding a playoff team, but they got to figure out a way to make the season still end about the end of October.
I totally agree with you. I'm mixed feelings about this as well. I like the opportunity of maybe having another team try to get a chance to get into the playoffs. But at the same time, I think you need to shorten the season if you're going to expand the playoffs because, like you said, it's getting too late into November. We're late in November. We don't really even care about baseball because it's been going on since April. In November, we're already into football and everything else. And college basketball season is about to kick off and everything else is about to start. And baseball is winding down, so you're kind of burnt out in baseball by November. It needs to end in October. I think they need to shorten the 162 games if you're going to expand these teams. And you're also going to miss out the race to get in. I think that's one thing that baseball does have right is the race to get in. You got 3 teams battling in, maybe only one spot. Just like in the NFC West, we saw it went down to the final wire with almost 3 teams. And I think that was intriguing. It makes your end of your regular season worth watching. And I don't think if there's 2 more spots open or 1 more spot, it's not going to be as good. And it kind of loses that 1 playoff game spot as well where both teams have to win just 1 single game to get in. So I'm kind of leaning on the fence, but I'm going towards not going for this in baseball. I think that I like the way it is. They still need to shorten the regular season if they're gonna expand the playoffs.
And sticking with baseball, Derek Jeter is still not signed yet. Are the Yankees going to get this deal done?
You know what? Derek Jeter's asking a lot from the Yankees. Asking, I think, $20 million for the next 5 years. This guy is 34 years old. He's coming off the worst season in his career. And I like Derek Jeter. He is the cap. He's the Yankees. You think of the Yankees, you think of Derek Jeter, the first guy you think of. But even if they went to the open market, he's not going to get a better deal than what the Yankees are going to give him. But he's got to come down from his asking price and maybe his years as well. Because if he went to another team, he's not going to get what the Yankees are going to give him. The Yankees are going to give him a discount. And I think the Yankees will re-sign him, but Derek Jeter's going to have to lower his asking price.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the Yankees are offering him the $20 million a year that he's wanting, but the Yankees only want to give him 3 years. Jeter wants 5, but I agree. If he hits the open market, no other team out there is going to give him 5 years for $20 million a year. At the age that he is, coming off the worst performance, I think Derek Jeter is going to be a Yankee. It's just a matter of time before it all gets done.
All right, switching to college football a little bit. The game at Wrigley Field, Illinois and Northwestern, they're only going to use 1 end zone due to safety factors because the end zone is right next to that brick wall. How is this going to work out, or is it going to be able to work out?
I think they'll be able to work it out. It's going to be a little weird, but I think it's a good choice by the Big Ten. I mean, I saw pictures of the way that it's set up, and the back of the end zone is right against that wall. And I mean, if you're second and goal, third and goal down there on like the 4 or 5 yard line, and you're running pass plays to the back of the end zone, a receiver goes up for a catch, the lineman tries to knock him out of the back of the end zone. It could end up injuring some guys. So I mean, they're doing what they can do for the safety of the players. So I think it was a good move, and I don't really necessarily think it's gonna have that big of a factor on how the game turns out.
It makes you think how they did this back in the 70s when the Bears were playing there, and before they built Soldier Field, when they had games there all the time there in Wrigley. It is a big safety concern. They made the right choice of only using 1 end zone. It'll be different to watch it. What's going to happen on an interception or a loose ball? They're going to have to switch everything around. It'll be a big I think it'll be a long game because they're going to have to go from one end to back to the other by always switching the field around. That'll be a little bit different. There'll be no kickoffs going into that west end there, back there by the brick wall, but it's definitely a good safety concern. It amazes me that they didn't bring up this concern while they're changing a day before the game, and they should have probably changed it earlier.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, Craig, we got our first another email in from James Zaffron from New Jersey. He asked us who we like in the Super Bowl. What 2 teams we're going to have in the Super Bowl? Who you got?
Right now, the NFC, I'm going to stick with my preseason pick and say the Green Bay Packers. I think they will pass the Bears up and win that division. And, the Packers, I mean, they got the weapons. They've been close the last couple years. They're just a good football team offensively, defensively. You got Clay Matthews running your defense. You got Aaron Rodgers running your offense. You got weapons on both sides. I think the Packers are a team that can make the run in the NFC playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl. As for the AFC, it's tough to tell also, but I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. I think Tom Brady's got Deion Branch back. Their defense is a little bit better than it's been the last couple years, and I think they can make the push in the AFC and make it to the Super Bowl. I say Packers, Patriots as of right now.
I like the Packers as well. That was kind of my preseason pick, a little homer pick there. I love the Green Bay Packers, but watch out for the Giants. I think they're getting it together. If they can win that tough NFC East, they're always a team to reckon with. It seems like they're getting stuff together, but I will stick with my preseason pick in Green Bay in the NFC. In the AFC, in the preseason, I picked the Jets, and I'm still sticking with the Jets, and I think Green Bay will beat the Jets in the Super Bowl. If you want to be like James and send us your email picks or your questions on Facebook, or you can email us at bnksportstalk@hotmail.com. We'll have our picks posted up on our Facebook. If you want to post your picks, we're more likely that if you can beat me or Craig, we'll give you a shout out on our next show.
Thanks for tuning in, sports fans. I'm Craig Koger.
And I'm Nick Bodkins.